Hello and welcome everyone to the Microsoft Excel session. In this session, we're going to learn pivot table. Now, as all of us know, pivot table is quite important and useful tools, especially for the data analysis. So we have some raw data and we're going to see how can we analyze that in order to get the pivot table, and also we like to see how can we make the pivot table chart. So let's have a look. The first thing we have to do, we have to select the range of data from here. So you're going to select all the data we have, and once everything is selected, we're going to click on Insert. On the Insert tab, we're going to see two options for the pivot table. One, we have pivot table, and one we have recommended pivot table. Normally, when you work and if you need to create some tables, you can always click the recommended pivot tables and it will give you some template. So you can choose that one. If this is the one you're looking for, you can always select from there, but you can create the way you like. So we're going to build from the beginning, so we don't want to create the template that already offered by the Excel. So we said no, I want to go for the pivot table, not the recommended one. But once I get used to with the pivot table, I can always go for the recommended one because that will be really quicker. So if I click the pivot table, the new window will be open, and in the new window it will tell me select the range of the data. So I already select the range. It also showing me what is the data range area, and after that it will tell me where I like to see my pivot table. So I can see here I have a new worksheet and we have an existing worksheet. I want to open a new worksheet, or I can make the pivot table in the corner or somewhere here in the existing worksheet, like the same worksheet where I have the data. But for this workings, I'm going to choose the new worksheet. So I selected the new worksheet and press OK. And as soon as I enter OK, we can see a empty page is open with written here pivot table, and on the right corner we have few information. This is the information basically on the headings. So based on your headings, the pivot table will be created. So if you put any different sort of headings, it will come on this pivot table field, and you can choose based on your requirement. Now on the bottom right, we have a four section. We have a filter, we have a columns, we have a row, and we have a value. That means how I like to analyze the data. The way I like it will present the data that way. For example, if I choose when, so it is the month. As soon as I click the when, you can see the month is here: July, August, September, October, November, December. If I like to see the amount, for example, if I said all right, gross sale, and as soon as I click the gross sale, all this amount we can see here. If I like to see the net sale, it will come here. If I like to see the quantity, how many quantity I have sold, it come here. Now for example, I like to see in a number, not sum. So we can see here there is a field called value, and there is a arrow sign. If you click here, you can always change based on your requirement. So we can see here we have a value field settings. If we click, the new window will be popping, and in the new window what you can do, you can select based on your requirement. So I can see a few more options here, like sum, count, average, max, mean. So anything I like based on my requirement, I can always select from here. For example, for this question I'm choosing the sum. If I press OK, so it will tell me the total quantity. And also if I like to see the breakdown, if you double click any of the data, it will give you the breakdown, like how you end up with this 1938 or how you end up with this 1726. So this is quite interesting. And also if I like to change anything, for example, I said no, I don't like to see this one in a row, I want to see this one in a column. So if I just drag it and put it on the column, it will come like a column. If I said I want to see in a row, but I want to see where, so as soon as I press the where, click the where, you can see July I have a direct elder. So how do I sell it? So in July I sold this quantity, and how I have a direct sale, I have internet sale. So if I want to see this one in the column, I move it here, so it will show me in a column. So that way I want, actually I can move or I can play with that anyway. So that's why the pivot table is so popular for the people who do the data analysis. For example, if you like to do your bank analysis, if you like to see your total income, if you like to see from where the income is coming and what is the source, is from the direct customer, from the internet, you can see everything in a minute. So you can play around the way you like. You can just tick off the field, you can add the new field, you can add the invoice number, so you can add the net sales, everything. You can see it in a second. So you can prepare the report based on the way you like. Now the next thing is, like, if I like to see, for example, the pivot table chart. Before we go to the chart, let's have a look. If I like to see, let's say I like to see for a specific product. Let's say in July I have sold 1938, in August I have sold 1726, October 1625, but I like to see which product I sold more and which month. So there is something called, in pivot table, there is something called slicer. This is very useful tools. It's like a quick filtering. So if I click here, that will be open here, and for example you can choose anything you like. For example, I want to know which type of product I have sold during the July to December. So I click the type, and as soon as I click the type, I press OK. So the new slicer will be open. So I can see I have a different sort of product. I have a diamond, I have an emerald, I have a jade, I have a pearl quartz. So basically any type of product I have, I can see everything. Now if I choose the diamond, it will show only the diamond. If I choose this one, it will show me only emerald. If I show the jade, it will show me only jade. If I show the pearl, it will show me only pearl. So if we have a product, let's say if you sell tea, if you sell coffee, you can sell sugar, so you choose that one, it will tell you exactly which month how much you sold. So it will make your life very easy and answer the question in a minute. So pivot table is a very useful tool if you like to see the whole data range in one place. So this is called slicer. You can always choose that. And finally, you can see, if I like to see this one in a table or in a chart, there is something called pivot chart. So pivot chart, you can see here we have recommended, but we will go for the normal one, pivot chart. If we click that, the pivot chart will be open. So the cursor chart is the most popular one. So if we click, all right, okay, so the chart will be open, and from here you can give the different shape of the chart. There will be a lot of format will come. If we double click here, so you can see there is a lot of chart option will come. So I can change it the way I like. So for example, if I like to change the color, so what I do, I select the row. So I said in September I have the high sale, so I like to make it red, so you can fill it by red or any different color you like. And for example, I said for the lowest sale of the month is August, so I like to make it black. So I can click and make the right click, choose the black, and I can make it black. I can change the chart name. So if you click here, it will give you the option to change. For example, I like to make it total sale. Let's say total sales, or whatever you like to add on the chart. You can always do that. You can make the chart bigger, or in the right hand side you have some more option for the filling. You can always click that and it will give you the more option to fill. So chart title, if you like to show in a different format, if you like to add some button, you can always do that. So this is very useful tools, the pivot table, and hopefully now we know how to prepare the pivot table and how to play around with all this raw data. So I hope we have now little understanding about the pivot table. Now we can analyze the data. So hopefully you're going to do the next lesson with a new topic, and we'll see something else on the next lesson.